Hello once again, though if you are new here, welcome to the Canting Club. This week we have a Spanish red from one of our favourite producers, Casa Castillo, probably the best in their region, Jumilla in southern Spain. Last year we drank their lovely El Molar red, but that was really unusual for the area, being made almost entirely, in fact, of Garnacha, Grenache. This is their base red and much more typical of Jumilla. They call it Monastrell, and yet it isn't in fact made entirely from the Monastrell grape. It used to be, but in recent years they've started adding little bits of Garnacha and Syrah to the blend to lighten up the beefy Monastrell and add some complexity. This 2015 has about 10% Garnacha and 5% Syrah in the mix. But it's still mostly big butch Monastrell, and you can see in the colour it's a deep vibrant ruby with a purple rim hinting at its youth and its power. And power it certainly has. This comes in at a whopping 15% alcohol. Can it really be balanced? Let's find out. Oh, that nose is deep and spicy and fine. Filled with black fruits, some of them dried. There's damsons, perhaps shading into prunes, and raisins, and lots of dark chocolate. There's also a waft of alcohol, smelling a bit like liqueur but not as sweet. So the overall impression is a bit like combining raisins in dark chocolate with prunes soaked in brandy. But there's more. Dried Mediterranean herbs here too, bay leaf and thyme, and a little savoury note, like a hint of marmite. What it doesn't have is any discernible oak, unusually for a Spanish red, but it really doesn't need it. There's enough complexity going on here, oak would only obscure those lovely scents. Beautiful. Now that's undoubtedly full-bodied, but not as heavy as I was expecting from a wine of this strength. And I think that's down to the unexpectedly fine, mouth-watering acidity here. Lots of very spicy, intense black fruit flavours, but very well integrated, so it's difficult for me to tease them apart, making my job more difficult, but making the wine taste great. Again, we've got that raisins in dark chocolate thing going on, along with other dried black fruits, but without any of their sweetness. This wine tastes fully dry. Now, alcohol itself tastes sweet, and I would expect a wine of this strength to have a more sweet-fruited character to it. The fact that it doesn't is probably down to the big tannins here, contributing that dryness. But they're really ripe and round, so that you taste their savoury bitterness, a bit like black coffee, especially on the after palate, rather than feel that mouth-puckering astringency that less ripe tannins can have. That great balance between acidity and tannin and alcohol is particularly apparent on the finish, which is peppery and slightly smoky. Really good. With this wine, Casa Castillo have tamed the Monastrell monster. It's only just 2 years old and yet is still remarkably elegant, despite that 15% alcohol. It's ripe and round and generous and rich, but is also dry and food-friendly. Dangerously easy to drink, but even easier to afford. This is fantastic value. Cheers.